Welcome back to another episode of the Be In Your Lane podcast. I'm your host, Clear Lanes.
And I'm your co-host, B-Mac.
Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for all of our latest content.
Follow us on all of our social media at Be In Your Lane podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Let's get it, man. We'll be right back after the short intro.
Let's get it.
New space, new place. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Miami, it's been a great experience so far. Like, it couldn't have gone any better than it has. The city, the vibes, been chilling. Obviously, we got our special guest here, and he's been showing us the way. And man, I'm just so excited for everything that's happened so far and what's going to continue to happen. Though, what about you?
Man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for, just what's ahead. Our first few days here have just been phenomenal. I mean, exceeding my expectations, is an understatement. I mean, Miami, First time being in Miami, thanks to this brother right here, man, we've been able to just, enjoy the time of our lives. So just extremely grateful, man. Art Basel, man, and just being able to, network with people, just seeing the different cultures, and just really been great experience for me. Something I really don't get to experience too much at home. So yeah, man, just really excited, man.
Nah, absolutely, and I think one of the things that I've been impressed with Miami as far as the culture goes is just seeing how many people coming from different countries and hearing different languages, and I'm used to hearing that, but not in America. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a different experience seeing that, and everybody just coming together. I haven't ran into any problems this weekend. Everybody's been chill. Everybody's just having a good time. So
one of the things I appreciate is the people here, they're so receptive.
Yeah.
You don't really get that everywhere. In some states, people were just so nice and just networking and people having conversations. I just like seeing the different cultures and everybody just kind of coming together, man. I really it was really nice to see that, and just the love and peace that was out here, man. Especially everything just going on in the world. Just really nice to see that.
Absolutely, man. Well, without further ado, we have a very special guest.
Yes, man. Let's get into it.
At the Vendome Nightclub in Miami, co-owner. Fallou, Bathily. Welcome to the show, my guy.
Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to Be In Your Lane TV.
Appreciate you guys. I'm so happy and excited to be here. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I've been watching you guys, and then obviously I have a close relationship with Ricky. We go way back. When I had a chance to be in college here. I'm from France, so from a different country, different culture, everything. So I had a chance to have a full scholarship. Back in the days, about 6 years ago now, I think, right?
Yeah.
And I met Ricky, and when we clicked, and then him and I was all the time working out, being together. Then it's been 6 years I haven't seen him, so it's definitely a special one for me and for us, I think, to just link again right now, 6 years later, to see where we at right now. Obviously for me, it's been a long way, a lot of bumps on the road, but today I'm happy to share my story as a co-owner of a nightclub. So I need to get into it when you are.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And one of the things I told Ricky, I said when we were driving on our way over here, was I said, you obviously love this guy. You guys have a genuine love for each other, and that's special to see, especially not seeing each other for a long time, and you've been keeping up with us and making sure we were okay. You've really been first class, and I really appreciate you for that.
Hey, man. Yes. Definitely appreciate you, bro. 6-7 years for us to reconnect and to be able to do it at this level, man, and just to see what you've done. Because, I know what you went through. I know what we went through, during our time in college. And just to see, just the leap that you've taken, man. The whole time that I've been here, man, I've just been really, man, I'm not blowing smoke at all. I'm just man, I'm so proud of this dude. He really came up. I'm just so proud, man. That's all I can just say, man. I'm just very proud of you.
Thank you so much. it's been a long way. Like, nobody knows what really happened to me in college. Like, I'm from France, and then all my people, when I left, they didn't know what I really been through. Only this guy know that it was really tough for me coming from another country. You got to used to just like the culture, the game, the people, and then it was my dream to just like, I guess our dream was just trying to like be a basketball player at the pro level.
Yeah.
And then things went left when I got to college in Texas, and then honestly, I think a lot about this time because it taught me a lot. Just be by myself over there, because obviously I have no friend, nobody. We connected, became friends, but the fact that you just, it's a new experience. You're just out there, and then you're like, okay, what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Especially that when you have a plan and you think that you're gonna go there and then things gonna go well. Obviously, when you go somewhere, you gotta stay positive and think positive. But I went there and everything went wrong.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience for me. Made me tougher.
Definitely.
Made me tougher. I think a lot about this experience because, every time I go through some stuff, is I think about this because it was my first dream to just be a basketball player, and then I didn't give up, and then everything went wrong. But that's life, and then you gotta bounce back.
Most definitely, man. Well, Fallou, we just appreciate just sharing your time with us here on Being Your Lane TV, Vendome Miami Nightclub, man. But we know you run the hottest club, if not the hottest club in Miami,
It's
right?
the highest club in Miami.
The hottest club in Miami right now. This guy's bringing in stars every week, man.
It's a new wave. It's a new wave.
And we love.
That's what we call ourselves, the new wave.
Hey, and guys, he's not disappointing, man. But we know it didn't start that way. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's talk about your upbringing.
Okay, so obviously, like when I was in college, I went back home. Went back home for a minute and then think about what I want to do, where I'm at. Because obviously basketball, I had to make a choice, and then just like, when you're young, you think about sports. When you're an athlete, you just think about sports, whatever sport you're doing, you want to like succeed in this. But after a point, reality just catch you. So I was like, okay, basketball didn't go the way I want. So what I'm gonna do now? So. Rick, I'm really a hard-going person, I'm very social. That's why I chose hospitality, and just to bounce back on the word you guys said, it's a pleasure for me to have you, Brandon, obviously, we don't know each other, but like if you're a brother to Ricky, you're a brother to me, sorry. So to have you guys and make me discover my city, because now Miami my city, and then we have a good time, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure, and then it's very genuine, and then I'm glad to just like, having the opportunity to just put you on that stage here. And then whatever place we went to Miami, we're going to go tomorrow, and then after tomorrow. So it's a pleasure for me, And then to go back on Ricky's question, so after being back home, you just reality catch you. Be like, what I'm going to do now? What I'm going to do? I have to figure out some shit, So I went back to college back home. And then I always have this entrepreneurial thing in me. I was like, I got to find something. Always, every day thinking about a solution. But been looking for years, man, what I'm gonna do, and just like we spoke a lot, I was trying to do this, and then I figured out that like I gotta focus on one thing, because by having different options and trying to do different things, I'm not moving forward, I just feel like I was stuck.
Right.
So I had a chance to be a flight attendant for like a year. It was like an announcement like on the internet, they're looking for a flight attendant for a huge airline back home, Air France, which is huge worldwide.
Yeah.
So I just threw my name in there, like fuck it, I'm gonna try it.
Why not, yeah.
And then they called me, so I went to the interview, and then everything went well, and then they hired me, and then I had a chance to just flying all around the world for like a year, which was a good experience, because I like to meet people, I like to see different culture, different countries. That's what I like to do, connect with people. So I did that for a year and a half, and then after that it was time for me to go back to the States, because I was missing the States. I have family here in the U.S., so I'm kind of close to the culture because I've been back and forth for a while. And then what I like about the U.S. is like it's the land of opportunities,
Yes.
Here, the American dream is true. I'm living it, and I'm glad to share with you guys. I'm living it.
I wanted to ask you, what led you or drew you to the United States?
I don't know. I always got something for the U.S. I don't know, like the culture, the way people are. I feel like here it's a very competitive nation. Everybody trying to be somebody, And then obviously it's very hard, but it's a lot of opportunities. Like I said, like I'm from Europe, it's different setup there. So I was just like, I'm gonna come back. My cousin moved to New York, and then my cousin and I were really close. So it was like, yo, come to New York. I think you you can do well here and stuff. So I went there, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not a city person, honestly. Like the big cities for me is like, I'm from South of France, so so people know South of France is like, it's like here a little bit, it's Miami type of vibe, you know. You have to see people are more laid back, you know. The city is very, you know, you gotta catch the train, moving 24 hours. I feel like it's not enough in the city, you know. So when I moved to the city, I fell in love with the city. It was like, wow, man, you know, here is like so many things to do. You're always on the move. So, and then so I started to connect with people, and then work in hospitality there, and that's where I came to, you know what, I think I can run some place here. I just got to find the right team, you know, because my personal opinion, like, I don't believe in the self-made type of thing.
Oh, no, it's not real.
Everybody say I'm self-made.
Yeah.
I don't believe it, because somehow, somewhere, you always have a help, you know?
Of course.
And that's what I did. I have a great team around me that we just project together, and then you know, I want to salute them, because without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now too, you know. Obviously, I have my contribution, but, you know, and as a team, we became, like, a part of this group and made this place. So, yeah.
I kind of a two-part question. So I wanted to ask you, and you said you were from South France, so just kind of like, first of all, what city you were from,
from
and
Marseille.
Then...
Marseille.
Okay. So I've never heard. I think everybody usually knows about Paris.
Yeah, of course. Everybody knows Paris. Obviously, you know, Paris is Paris. But everybody knows Paris. Paris is like the major city, is the capital. So Marseille is in south of France. Is actually the second largest city in France. South of France, so it's very laid back, chill. We don't use the train. We don't have to catch the train. Wake up, catch the train to go to work and stuff like that. It's a beautiful city. Hopefully one day I hope I can greet you there, you know, like I did in Miami.
Most definitely.
That'd be amazing.
Hey, look. Look.
Hey, and the second part of my question was, you mentioned the team, and, you know, playing basketball, you know, I'm assuming obviously most of your life. How much did playing basketball go into being a part of a team? And obviously, you know, you're the co-owner, you know, so you're one of the stars of the show in a sense, but you recognize, I guess, your role players. So how did playing basketball kind of, you know, help your mindset when building this type of team and in this industry?
Okay, well, you know, I've always been a point guard, shooting guard combo. So, you know, as a point guard, and especially from Europe, you know, you got to pass the ball a lot. As a point guard, you're looking for the team, you know, you're the leader of the team, and then it doesn't mean that everything comes to you, you know. So, and then that's the way I am too, you know. I'm a very humble guy. I don't want to bring attention to me, and then, you know, I'm a team player, and then if I can't eat, I make sure, like, if you can't eat and you can't eat, you know. That's how I've been raised, you know. That's the value
good, man.
My parents told me. So, you know, and obviously basketball has a major role in that. Being a player for more than 12 years and play as a team, you know, I always look out for the best interests of the team and not my interests. Especially that, you know, I'm a co-owner and I have all the partners, and then that's my vision of things.
So, Fallou, we know that you got to play college ball over here in the USA. Went back home for a little bit.
Correct.
Share with us the vision and the reason that you had for coming to Miami. What started that for you?
Well, when I went back to the US and then I landed in New York, first of all, funny story. I always told my friend back home, you know what, if I have to go back to the US and leave, I would never live in New York. And first thing I did, I landed in New York and lived in New York. So that was the funny part. But New York was great for me. I'm actually working on another project right now in New York, so it's amazing. Hopefully we can talk about it maybe in the next episode one day. We can come to the one in New York.
Yeah.
But New York was such a great experience for me. But the city for me is great, but not every day. You know, I can't leave. I didn't see myself after a couple years there. I didn't see myself living in New York for the long term. You know. It's my point of view. Everybody have a different opinion. I always have in mind Miami, because like I was back and forth a lot here, connecting with my people, like close friends and partners that I have right now. And I always see myself here. You know, I always see myself here because it remind me back home. The sun, the vibe, the people. You know, like you said, you mentioned the people are very special in Miami. Have different cultures, different languages, and people are super nice. It's a city that like is less stressful than New York, so that's why you can connect easier with people, and people are nice, and that's something that I like a lot about Miami. So, and I definitely picture myself moving here, and then, you know, I manifest it, and then it happens.
And Fallou, I want to know more about the startup on what you're doing now. being a co-owner of a club in the club industry. What got you into the club industry? What desire, man? When was that moment for you to say, hey, I want to do this?
Well, to be honest with you, I never thought about being a club owner. You know, like, you know me, I'm a pretty chill person, so I've been going out a lot before, and then, you know, that didn't excite me no more, you know, because after, obviously, you know, you're growing up and you get older and then you have a different vision of things. But to be honest with you, when the pandemic happened, you know, the pandemic for me was a curse and a blessing. You know, it was a curse and a blessing. So when the pandemic happened, I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do? Am I going back home? You know, the world is closing. No more flights to, like, the borders are closing, everything. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, you know, and then I always work hard, and then being smart in New York, and then save my money, avoid to going out and spend money, to just like be ready when a plane like this is gonna come, you know. So me having my friend here and always networking and trying to do something, and then also I feel like being French, you know, in a city like Miami helps a lot, because we have that French touch, French touch. And then I don't know if you know the word savoir-faire. It's like the savoir-faire is well known in the industry. It's like the knowledge, basically.
Yeah.
So we heard about this, and then we made an offer, and then and made a deal, and then
The offer on the building?
yeah, the offer on the club to just, like, you know, buying the club. It was a previous club before, well known back in the days.
Oh, okay.
And then we made the offer, and then we started making the deal, and then it worked out. Very stressful, couple months stressful, and stressful. I would say the stressful months of my life, because, you know, like, you're waiting for answers, just be positive, obviously, and then every day is like a new thing. Is the lawyer gotta send the paper back, and then we gotta change this maybe, and then you heard that, like, different people trying to buy it, and then you know, like, maybe we're not gonna get it, you know. It was just a stressful months. Like, I think it was for like 4 months to close the deal, like, you know. So and then, you know, obviously for me, like, being an entrepreneur in my first big business, you know, I did a couple business before, but nothing major like this one, you know. So it was stressful, and then when you finalize the deal, it was like, wow, man, like, you don't even realize that it's done, you know.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's done, but you're excited. But after the next day, you realize that, okay, now that's what the dream is alive, and then now the real shit's about to start, because it's nice to call yourself an owner and have something, but what's after, and then what the work that you got to put in, and then the stress that you having constantly every day is exciting. Obviously, you know, it's a great adventure, don't get me wrong, but, you know, I feel like, you know, you gotta got the shoulder for that. It's not for everybody to just be like, okay, I'm gonna be an owner, and then, you know, it's a cool title. When you go out and say it's a cool title, but you gotta carry it, and then, you know,
being an owner, being an entrepreneur, and what you just said, and I think, you know, speaking to the business owners out there, I essentially heard you say that as stressful as the 4 months were, after that was actually the hard part.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Obviously, after that, it was the hard part, because, you know, now we're here now. What we're doing, you know, we have to run this place, you know. You have to find the right people to have the right position. And, you know, we're in Miami, you know, the nightlife in Miami is a major industry. It's a major industry. It's a lot of competition. It's a lot of people that have been here for years. They have a great knowledge and connection. And then us being like, as two of my partners from France as well. And then I have two of my older friends are Americans. So the fact they have that different culture, and then, you know, like, we all have to bring together our ideas in common, and then agree to, like, okay, what direction we're taking, and have a better connection now with the artist. You know, at first, when you open, it was funny, because, like, my partners and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Everybody would just come to us and, like, you need an artist? I can't book for you. Like, so many people just come and trying to, like, book artists for you. And then you have a guy tell you this price, tell you this price, but that doesn't match at all. You know, everybody trying to eat and make money on top of the booking. So thank God we find, like, the right person, and then, you know, to just, like, book and have the best prices and best deal for us. So, you know, it's something that we took care of. It took time, but there's something on the checklist that we don't have to worry about now. And then, so yeah.
I do want to ask one question as far as, you know, celebrities go. Do you get the opportunity to, I mean, are you just here with them in the club while they're here, or do you get an opportunity to actually sit down and speak business with them?
Well, that's a very good question. When the artists come, usually, they come around, I would say like 1:30, because they come, they chill for like an hour and a half, and they perform usually at 3. So when they come in, obviously they come with a big group. They have the entourage, and then some of them take the time to just like say a couple words. It depends. From my experience, I feel like it depends who you are and the type of person you want to be. Because obviously before being an artist and a celebrity, you were just a regular person, and then that's you. As a person, decide, okay, I want to be this type of celebrity. Like some person, they just like come and stop and exchange a few words. Some don't. They just come take the picture with us and just go to the section right away, and they don't really pay attention to us, honestly. But and also me as a club owner now, and always I want to be a groupie. Like you, celebrity, I listen to your music, you're cool, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, if you're cool with me, and then we can exchange word. Like you come to my club, and then you obviously I pay you for the service first of all, and then you here and we can exchange a couple words. That's cool. If not, I'm not gonna like push it.
We talk about the artists, but you got a lot of people you have to deal with out here. Everybody's turned up. I'm seeing, just people, just drugs, liquor. We know they can bring out the beast out of some people, right? Especially at night. A lot of things can happen. Some dangerous things can happen. With that being said, what are some of the do's and don'ts when entering a club?
I would say, I don't know. You're in Miami, so you're in the kind of city like Vegas, Miami, those kind of cities when it's well known as a party city. So obviously the liquor is involved. Some people do drugs. Us, what we're trying to do here is, we have a very good, strong security. They just take people at the front. They always look out for what's going on. And then so far, can't complain. We have no issue with that. Obviously you can have some drunk people. They just don't know how to handle themselves or have too much liquor, too much fun. But so far, it's been under control. So.
Absolutely. Now, I think one thing I did notice is that I'm not a big party goer. Last night, I got a little.
Anyways,
we ain't gonna go there. But I got a little lit last night. But I'm not really a big, club guy. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen. People getting kicked out of clubs, people acting a fool at the front, or claiming to know the person that owns the club. You only know the name, you don't even know the person. So, just what are the things, like, as far as going back to the questions, the do's and the don'ts, like, have you had to actually deal with that type of stuff?
Yeah, I've been a few times, but one thing with us, we really wanted to be like a high-end club and have like a nice clientele. So at the door, we're really strict, First of all, it's like we have a dress code, no shorts. You in Miami, it's hot. We don't want no shorts, nor feet flaps, no tank top. We don't want to scatter the type of crowd. We really want to have like this type of nightclub where you come and you just at your section and you see the section next to you and you see the decent people. Like they just come to have fun. The goal at the end of the day is like to come and have fun
and go home safe.
Yeah. That's what we want to provide, and then that's the image that we want people to have at Vendome.
Most definitely. And we know that's the goal, but we know with a lot of clubs, unfortunately, it doesn't always happen that way. So I'm sure with your fair amount of nights, you've had some crazy stories and seen some crazy and had some crazy experiences. So if you don't mind sharing, what's the craziest experience you've experienced so far in your club?
I'm trying to think. Honestly, I don't want to say we're perfect. We far away from that. We still, building a name or brand, and we're doing well, and then we're looking for perfection. But we always been on top of security. Like most of the time, we just like had more security because that's a budget that we kept in our mind since the beginning to have like extra security to have no issue. Because obviously, we're in Miami. We have a lot of visibility. Everybody Vendome and stuff, and it's easy to just go down fast for issues like that. So there's something that we always be on top of it, and then we always have extra security. So honestly, so far we never had any crazy story except somebody drunk, like a regular drunk that he cannot handle himself or he can't stand no more, so we just take him out. But so far I can't complain. Thank God we don't have no issue. Security, like you seen yesterday, they just keep turning around and and then we always have an extra security. And then, you know, that's what we do. We'll have extra one. It's a little cost, but, you know, we want to be safe. You know?
So nothing too crazy to be like, man, that was a wild night. Like, that got way out of hand.
Probably, honestly, I don't remember, because you see so many things every night. Every night's different nights, but no, honestly, what I can't remember is just like somebody just like they cannot stand no more. Cause you see the section, like we were sitting on top, you cannot really stand, almost fall.
Yeah.
But you know, thank God, it's something that my partners and I we're really concerned about.
For sure.
To have no issue like that. That's why I'm gonna repair myself, but like extra security at the front, you know, in the back, in the club, you know, and then the first when we see somebody at the table looking funny, we just right away just go in and check in, and then, you know, if we have to just put him out, we just put him out.
Yeah.
Because that's we're looking for the high hand. We don't want to have stories about Vendome, this happened or this. That's out of this. So.
Right. Yeah. I had a funny story. It's interesting to hear you say that you don't have any issues in the club, because like I mentioned, between being in college and being an adult, I've seen some things. But the most recent like crazy story I have is I was in Oklahoma for a private workout, and so me and my teammates from last year ended up going up to a club in Oklahoma City. They had 4 sections that were off in corners, almost like it was like kind of like this right here, but except then they had like a stage, and so the stage was like the main section, like that was the big one. And so I was just standing somewhere, I think to the left of the stage, and you know, the stage kind of had a mixture of people. Had some black guys and white boys and some white girls, all the 9, and kind of an interesting scene. And so I like heard an argument happening, and then I really wasn't paying attention, and the next thing I know, I see a bodyguard lunging and knocking this dude out, and like cold, like he's sitting there, eyes up, nose bleeding. I'm sitting here like it just happened 0 to 100.
So fast,
yeah. So I'm just kind of like, how do you, like, I don't know. I mean, you mentioned the dress code, but do you think it's kind of goes from a city to city thing, like Miami's just got the culture, the people, or is it just because you guys are actually keeping a certain culture around, like, that we're not, this isn't happening here?
I mean, Miami is a different city, different states, like, you know, like Atlanta, New York. But us, and then especially me, I always say that I want to filter a lot of entrance. So, you know, as an entrance, we have a very good doorman. They've been in the industry for like more than 10 years. So, you know, when you're in the 10 years industry, you know, as a doorman, his job is just like to take it off the door and then like upselling table, refusing people if you feel like, you know, they come in already too drunk or too. So, if you come in and we feel bad energy, or we feel like you come in a negative vibe, I cannot say bad intention. It could happen, you know, but you can't tell me I'll pay the section 20,000. I'm like, no, you know, if you feel like you bad news, you know, at the door, we rather just refuse it, you know. That's why I think so far we've been doing well, because we refuse a lot of people at the door, you know. They want to buy section and they come in, you know, we feel like a kind of like negative energy, or, you know, we feel like the bad news is going to end up bad, so we just rather just not take it, you know. Right. Because it's like I said, it's very, very extremely important. It's just, you know, we want the people to feel safe.
Right.
You know, and this I think what we did so far, that's why people keep coming and we have a good time. We want people to come and feel safe, or like, okay, come there and have fun. The crowd that we have here is cosmopolitan. We have a whatever NC you come from, you can come have some fun.
Let's get into the good stuff. So we know one of the biggest selling points in Miami is what? The women, right?
I'm sorry?
We know one of the biggest selling points in Miami is the women. That's why a lot of people come, is the money and the women. Sure. So what are some of the craziest things that you've seen guys do to get at a woman?
It's a very good topic, and I'm sure when the people are going to see that, they're going to laugh and have a bunch of comments. But I'm from Europe, so for me, when I first came to the States, I see that women was so different than back home. Like, when I used to be in New York, you know, I always liked to dress well and stuff, and then I was going out, and then I was just making my way in New York, so work in the industry, and then being nobody. But the first question women would tell me, like, hey, are you a model? Are you an athlete? Like, why would you ask me that? You know, what is the purpose of this? Like, if I tell you I'm an athlete or I'm a model and then I have 1 million followers or something, you just want to go out with me, you know? But you know, I feel like, you know, the industry, Miami and in the States, you know, overall, like, you know, women's, you know, it's sad to say, but are very materialistic, you know. Those days, especially in Miami, you know, Miami is just fancy. It's a fancy place, so, you know, women's obviously would like to be with a man that just have like nice cars, money, taking, you know, he can't take her out, he can't take her to dinner, he can buy her a purse or something like that, you know. I mean, for me, coming from Europe and where I'm from, my background, you know, I was not used to that. Like, you know, I was not used to that. I was like, wow, you know, after, of course, you adjust to the thing, but I just keep myself a part of that, you know, because I'm not going to lose my values and then what my parents told me. But it's part of the scene, I guess. It's part of the movement here, but it's definitely the way it is, my opinions, you know. So
I gotta say, I hope you guys play Gold Diggers by Kanye tonight.
Oh Lord.
Like a lot, but I understand what you mean. I mean, I think I was speaking about that earlier. It makes sense though. I mean, you see the lavish lifestyle, you see the islands, you know the celebrities and the people who have money here. Like, you know, women want the best for themselves, so they're gonna chase after that. You know, especially if they can't get it themselves, so they're gonna find someone who has it.
Fallou, I've only been here a few days. There's so much temptation, there's so much distraction, there's so many things to get yourself into. You are in the middle and the center of it in what you do in your industry. So I want to know personally, like, how do you keep your boundaries? How do you stay true to yourself? Is it your faith?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. You know, first of all, when I told my mom I was, you know, going to be in this adventure, she was afraid. You know, she was very afraid, but I told her, remind her that you know, every values and then the education that she gave me made me the person that I am today. So I think that's why it helped me a lot. Obviously, what my dad told me too. You know, I'm born and raised in France, but my parents are African, so we have a different culture, a different way of seeing things. So for me, being here as a co-owner of this club, and then all this stuff doesn't impress me, you know, because like I don't want to change who I am, you know, for the title that I have today. And that's what I think made me stronger than I ever was, because all this is cool. I love it. I ain't gonna lie. It's nice to be an owner of a club and you have a title and, you know, you get connection and stuff. But first of all, I don't drink, you know. I don't drink, so I don't like drinking. It's not my thing. I can't drink. Is where I was drunk on my birthday, because like I always take care of people. I'm in hospitality. I always make people feel good and have a good time. But now it's my time to have a good time, and then I never drank. So people was like, "Yo, you should have fun," and I did, you know. But it's not something that I want to do every day.
On the regular,
you know.
For sure.
It's not something I want to do every day, you know, because of my religion too, you know. So I make sure people have a good time and enjoy. But me, I cannot lose myself because I had a business to run, you know. You know, I cannot be fucked up every day when I got to be on top of the business and make sure the business is running, you know. Also, obviously, the alcohol, the woman, you know, women's here can get you lost quick, you know, so many women's, and then, you know, you can't just try to chase every woman's, and then at the end of the day, you know, you're going to end up lost, you know. So I have a special person in my life that, you know, keep me on track. Is a balance too, because, you know, right now I could be this owner and then like just have a different girls every night, but that's not gonna bring me anything, you know. At the end of the day, I'm getting old. Next year I'll be 30, so, you know. So I have a different vision for myself than just like keep having fun on girls to girls, and, you know, I've been doing that. I mean, we all been doing that, you know. And it's time for a change when you grow up, you know. Everybody have their vision, but it's my vision, and that's what keep me on track to just, you know, succeed in what I do. And then, you know, I'm working on the project right now in New York, and I hope I will have other projects, you know. I don't take this for granted to be where I'm at right now, you know. I suffer for that.
Yeah.
You know, I put hours of work and this, and then I don't want to like lose myself of like, okay, I'm an owner and I can allow myself to just like get drunk every night and have different women's and you know, you can be on the top quick, but it's easier to just go down, you know. So
Yes.
I'm trying to keep going up. So
Yes.
I cannot have fun to just like fucking around. Just, I mean, you know me. Back in the days in college, you know, mindset. You know, we were just grinding, put extra work in the gym, shooting, drills. You know, I'm doing exactly the same thing right now.
I think it's very inspiring to hear you say that. You know, you have your morals and you have your values and you're standing on that. Because I think more times than not, people will get stuck. You know, get stuck into, you know, complacency. And that, you know, I hope that our viewers are hearing that, because, you know, there's a lot of ego in this world. And there's a lot of people who get to a certain place, they feel like they've made it, and that ego really comes from complacency, that okay, I made it, now I'm good. And really in reality is there's always new levels to reach. So, and that's something that me and Ricky talk about that all the time is, you know, we are on the grind, we're on the come up right now. Obviously you're having your time right now, you're going to continue to have your time as we're rooting for you to do so. And then, you know, for us, it's like when we know when we get to a certain level, we don't want to just stay there. You know, we feel like the calling on your life, I feel like, is much bigger than just what you do at a certain age. You're 29, right? So at 29, you could do so much more better now than when you're 40. So I'm really inspired to hear that from you.
Yeah, I'm definitely inspired too, Fallou, just on your grind and just everything that you've been able to establish. Just staying level-headed and just not allowing the distractions to stop you and your ultimate goal, and still staying true to yourself at the same time, man. So I just tip my hat off to you. Man, Fallou, you've been able to bring in so many celebrities, artists, guests. I mean, each and every time that you host, who's been your favorite? Who's been your favorite to like have that conversation with?
Well, like I said earlier, it's hard to have conversation with like them when they come, because you know they come with the mindset they're gonna perform, they're gonna be in their element and do what they're doing. Some of them, like I say, depends who you're dealing with. Some of them are very down to earth and then just stop and then talk to you. For example, one of this day we have Jermaine Dupri and Nelly. They just came. We didn't book them. They just came and then they were at the section right here in front of us. And then, man, I was so impressed. It's just like see Nelly and JD just like down to her, like talking to them like, you know, like I'm talking to you right now, you know. And then they were big time, like, you know what I'm saying? When we grew up, like, you know, they had the time. And then, but I've been impressed by a lot of people, because like, you know, growing up and you see them like on TVs, and then now you just like around them, you know, like it's like a dream come true. But I would say most likely the person that impressed me the most, I would say, is 50. Because like, you know, growing up, I mean, we're the same generation. 50 was huge, man. Like 50 coming up big with big songs. Then definitely the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. And then see him here like in front of me, shaking his hands, like, and then he was just the section behind us and then singing all the songs that we were listening to when we like in middle school, you know. It's like, wow, man, it's amazing. Like, you know,
like I'm here. Like
I was like, and then you just like, man, I'm just living my dream, you know, like, because back in the days, like in France, for us, like, thing that I didn't mention in France, everybody's fascinated by America, like the American dream, like the USA, like, you know, the culture that you guys have here, the sports, the hip hop, so I know I was looking to him a lot when I was young, like, you know, like have those baggy jeans, large shirts and shit, you know. And seeing him here and shaking his hand, like, was wild, man. It's like, you know.
Not to cut you off, but I'm just curious. Would you mind sharing any advice that he may have given you?
Well, we just shake hands and say what's up, and then it was quick, because, you know, like when they come in here at the entrance, it's got to be quick, because, like, you know, we cannot let them at the entrance like that, because like you have all the clients trying to come in and maybe trying to like interfere, and we always trying to take a picture with them at the entrance to just memorize this moment. But just shaking hands and say what's up, it was great. And like I said, it's tough to have a discussion with some of them, because like, you know, after I had some discussion with, you know, with Trey Songz, one of these days, Nelly, couple words, you know, and then like it's hard, like I said, because we in this element where it's loud music. It's you know, it's hard, but some of them are really down to earth, and just like, and especially when they see me as a young entrepreneur, like, you know, I'm 29, but I look younger. People think sometimes I'm 22 or something. So they see me, they're like, "Well, you the owner? Like, damn, how old are you? Who are you?" You know. So But you know, sometimes just to say, oh man, you know, I like the spot, congrats, so you know, I'll keep doing what you're doing. It's few words that just like keep you motivation, like keep you motivated, and then just like you just want to do more, you know.
Yeah, 50 is one of my guys. I mean, I'm a few years younger, but like you said, same generation. So, you know, especially with his show out now.
I love the show. I didn't mention it, but I love it.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Power, man. So I look out after him a lot because, you know, young black man coming from Queens, New York, you know, didn't go to college, didn't do anything really that just, you know, the society teaches you got to go to college, you got to amazing, successful man. Everything you touch is gold. Music, films, like, you know, businesses that he's doing, he's like amazing, you know. So that's really like something that I'm gonna look up to just like, why not dream big? Why not can I be me? You know, a few years later, why not? I can just everything I touch is gold. I don't know what I'm gonna do later on. That's why I'm trying to stay focused on my garage. Just like, you know, because I don't want to lose track of what I'm doing now. You know, because like it's so much more to do.
Right.
You know. So, and then having the club is such a great platform to networking. It's an amazing platform networking, you know.
So man, you've been able to, you know, we know Tory Lanez. You guys had a chance to bring him on. Talk about that night.
That night was amazing when Tory performed. It was an amazing night. I met him a couple of times at a restaurant we went to last night, you know. So I met him a couple of times, but you know me, I stay in my lane. I just say hi, and then, but he came and put on a show. Honestly, you know, I feel like us, what we're looking for when we bring an artist, we just want the people. We talk about the crowd and the people, and you know, our customer. You know, we want them to have a good time, a great show. You know, great music, great vibes, and then obviously the hip hops, artists, celebrities, they don't have an easy life because, you know, being famous is cool, but your life is always, it's not private. Everybody knows your business. We know if we bring you to the club, we can have some issue because you're dealing with some stuff on the streets or whatever. So, but after that, we don't really pay attention to that. We just want to show some love to a customer, and obviously the artist to show some love because that's, you know, this is what they do the best. To just show some love to the people by performing and then put on the show. So,
Fallou, you've been able to bring in so much talent, so many artists coming through here. Who's been your favorite performance? Who's rocked the best show?
That's a really tough question.
That's a really
tough question.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, cause like it was such great performance. Cause, you know, you gotta understand, like every night is a different night. Friday, Saturday, Monday, we set up those nights differently, some different vibes. Most of the time we do the artists on Mondays, you know, cause like Mondays is like the day we wanna be known for. Cause in Miami, you gotta know that like each clubs have a specific day where it's popping there. But I don't know, man. I would say 50 was great. 50, I really like. I mentioned earlier, 50 Cent, Rick Ross.
Yeah. You said Tory too, I believe.
Tory was amazing too, like the energy that he bring. That baby too. That baby put on the show. I mean, it depends how you look at it, cause like Sway Lee put on the show too, but Sway Lee was just like, he was interacting with the people. You know, right? Right in front of the stage, you have like a hundred of people here, and he was just interacting with them, like do that interacting with them. So I don't know. They perform, like everybody perform a different way, but they have their own touch. So, you know,
who brings the most energy? Like you like, dang, like the crowd is just feeding off that artist.
Sounds like Tory.
I would say Tory, definitely Tory put the energy. That baby got energy, man. That baby that just came in and put on the show, like, wow. But so far we did so many artists, bro. Honestly, to be honest with you, we did so many artists so far. Cause and then sometimes I can't even remember, you know, cause I don't want to sound like I'm bragging or something, but it just came regular. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you just see, like, you know, see them performing, and then some of them sometimes like, damn, he really put on the show, you know. Mm-hmm. But Ross, I'm telling you, Ross got that aura, man. He got something else. Cause like, and Ross didn't even go on stage, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Ross just stayed at his section, chilling, and then just like killing it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like doing this is another level. But most of them just bring a different show, man. And then just like I said, every night is different, and the energy is always there. And then some nights the energy is really high. Sometimes But at the end of the day, it's always a show, and then people love it.
Fallou, I saw not too long ago you guys had Floyd Mayweather in here.
That time I had a chance to speak to him because I know his bodyguard. It's a friend of mine, and then he kind of made me introduce me to him. Man, I was impressed, man. Very nice guy, very, very nice guy. You know, the character that he obviously put on the TV. You know, the money for Mayweather, but a very nice guy. And I look up to him a lot too when I was young. I'm not a boxer, not at all, but just the mindset, you know.
Yeah.
See him, that mindset of like, you know, and actually that quote that he said, hard work, dedication, you know, hard work, dedication. I love it, and you know, it's just something too that I love. What he said, never cry, never complain, just work, you know. And then seeing him before back in the days back home, watching his fight, watching his mindset mentality, and me be able to meet him and just exchange couple words with him, you know. I actually invited him to lunch, you know, trying to talk business with him. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it happens. I don't know.
Yeah. That's interesting to hear about Floyd. Like you mentioned an interesting point about the character he kind of puts on the screen, and my perception of Floyd, I never really tried to get, you know, celebrities, I don't really try to like, oh, this is their character, like, because we know, like, this is what they do to put the show on the road. Some of these people, they are who they say they are, and it just naturally translates from real life to on the stage or whatever they do. And then sometimes it's, you know, they said that about Kobe. They said, you know, Kobe was an a-hole on the court, right? But then off the court, he was a nice guy. So,
I bet he was.
Yeah. So.
At Miami, it's a lot of opportunity down here. It's a lot of money, a lot of resources. For somebody who's out of state and is thinking about living in Miami, can you give them any business advice?
Good question.
It's a very good question. That's a very good question, by the way. I would say, just, you know, if you want to come to Miami, I would say just definitely come here first, check it out on vacation. You know, it's always good to just check it out, the place you dream about or you think about moving. Come on vacation, see the vibe. Obviously, when you're on vacation somewhere and you leave somewhere, it's two different things. But just come check it out and see. And then Miami, for me, Miami, I always feel like home when I'm here. I don't know how to explain, you know.
Yeah.
Me being here, I feel like home. I don't know, the vibe, the first of all, the weather. I love the sun. You know, I have to be the place where the sun is. You know, living in New York for a couple years and seeing the snow and then temperature low, freezing. I don't want that. But
yeah.
Coming back on the topic, man, my best advice is just come here, do your thing, but keep your head on your shoulder. And your feet on the ground. That's the most important thing, because Miami is such a beautiful place, but at the same time, it's such a facade when, like, you see everybody looking good, everybody work out here, everybody looking good, dressed well, driving nice cars, but you don't even know if that's their cars, of like what they doing really, or you know, like, so you just come here and like think that maybe tomorrow that's you, that you're gonna drive a Lamborghini and then you have this and you have that. No, there's a process behind this. You know, it's a process that it's a long road with a lot of bumps on the road, you know. So, but everything is possible, and there's also my message I wanna pass by, and then you know, I'm such happy to be here with you guys, and then I appreciate y'all for coming down here for doing this thing for me, and then for me, like, honestly, sometimes I still feel like I'm in a dream, you know, because when I work so hard for this, and then like having my own thing, and sometimes when I walk by the back door coming in and like people be like, "Hey boss, hi," you just feel like isn't real, you know? Yeah. It's like, nah, hey, you know, but that's what keeps me motivated every day and stay humble. Like, I just want to pass the message to this podcast, just like you guys do. You grind, and then you're trying to be in a certain level in life, and then it's just like, you know, right here we have a circle of like good energy, you know, and it's all about energy in life, you know. Just make sure you have a circle of like good energy around you, you know. I know people probably heard that before, but I'm gonna say it again, like, and I didn't understand that when I was younger, and then, you know, I got mature quick because of the thing that I've been through, and I understand that like your entourage is very important. If tomorrow I'm gonna go to the league, I say, yo, B, I'm going to the league, and you tell me, no, you tripping, then what the fuck I'm gonna hang out with you for? Mm-hmm. If I tell you that I want to dream big and do something, and then you tell me like, nah, you tripping, like, nah, you can't do that. Like, why would you? You know what I'm saying? Why would you stop me from dreaming and like, and then, you know, trying to achieve big things.
Right.
You know,
That's
everybody,
powerful.
all these guys that come to my spot and then who achieve big things, they just started like us with a dream and a vision.
Right.
And they work hard. You know, obviously, it's a few spots, but you know, you gotta work hard.
Right.
You gotta put more work that the guy right next to you if you want to achieve. You know, this if us two right now want to be to the league, and then you know he put more work than us two, he got a better chance to go.
Right.
You know,
surrounding yourself around the people that encourages you. I think one thing I could say about us, obviously, is, you know, it's interesting. I was telling him, I said last night, I reminded him last night, I said, you guys, I've known him since 3rd grade, you know, known of him, but when we first actually started connecting, it was right around the time he either was going to Panola or he had just gotten out of Panola. And so from day one, you know, no matter where we were in life, it was always encouraging each other, because we want to inspire people to be great, and then we want to be great. And so I think a good testimony of greatness is when the people around you can be great, but you can't do that unless they believe it just as much as you do.
Your hard work, your sacrifice, your dedication is why you're where you're at today. And again, just as a friend, as somebody who's known you for years and always just, you know, stayed in contact. I know we went our separate ways after college, but, you know, we've always stayed in touch, you know, and kept up and checked up. And again, I just, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, you know, I'm just so proud of you, bro, and the man that you became and what you're doing, man. Just seeing just how you've just taken on this boss mentality, mindset, you know, just seeing how you move and stuff like that. It's just really inspiring me, man, to keep pushing and to know that it's possible. Man. So I just salute to you, my bro. You know, let's just continue to grow, continue to get better, and be the best in all that God's called us to be.
for sure.
Nah, absolutely, man. I told Ricky earlier, I said the fact that, you know, you guys have known each other for a long time, and obviously I'm, you know, newer. You just now meeting me, you know, in person and everything, but I felt that way, and you can speak, you know, however you feel, but I felt from the moment that I met you, I felt like I had known you longer than just, you know, last couple of days. Like, I felt like that type of vibe, and that just that it speaks, I think, to y'all's relationship and how y'all connect. And so me and Ricky have a lot in common, and I have a lot in common with you. As I'm hearing you speak, and your mentality is just like, it makes sense. That sacrifice and those things that mean the most to you, and you know, I'm grateful that my father is still here, but you know, my parents talk to me about that all the time. It's not necessarily, you know, looking at things for what they are, but where they can be.
I think that's the beauty of life, man. You know, I'm a very down-to-earth person. You know, for me, I don't chase the fame. I just want to inspire people. That's what I'm into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't chase the fame and be like, oh, follow this. I don't care about that. You know, I just want to, and that's why I was really down to do this podcast, because that's why we're here, to just inspire people. You know, that's my goal. Like, where I come from a very, like, I'm from France. People having major friends, Paris, the Eiffel Tower. No, I'm from the other side, man. You know, it's like, it's not like the friends that people think it is with the baguette and then the cheese and all that. So I just want to inspire people with my story. I just want to tell people out there it's possible. You know, like, you know, and the day's gonna come to you. He's gonna be like, wow, like, you know. But the days don't come overnight. You know, you just gotta put sacrifices, work. How's it work? At the end of the day, that's what we're here for, and I think that's what we have. We all have something in common. You know. Because, you know, it's what I clicked with him, this guy. You know, when I met this guy, from long story short, like, we met in college, we weren't talking at first. Like, you know, you just got here, everybody sitting in the corner and stuff. And then after you just started to talk to him, and then after when we clicked, right, we spent there all the time. His room was in front of my room. You know, he was coming knocking my door. I was knocking his door. Let's go to, you know?
He right.
And then, you know.
You're absolutely right,
and
bro.
Look, 6 years later, man, you know, I think it's a beautiful story. I haven't seen this guy 6 years. You're looking better than ever, in shape,
trying to, man,
doing these things, and I'm super proud, you know, like, that's what life is about, you know. It's for me, that's who I am, you know. That's why I chose this field, hospitality, because, like, I'm a people person, you know. I must look out for your best interest, you know. It's like, you gotta be genuine, you know. If tomorrow is doing better than me, I'll be more than happy. I'm not gonna look like, oh shit, like, he's got this, he got that, why, you know.
I was like, when I walked in, I was like, dang, like, I'm really proud of this dude, bro. Like, man, like, he really did it. Like, he really did it, man. And like, it was no ill will at all. It was like, man, I'm like, man, like, cause I ain't seen him in forever, but it was like, I'm just like, bro, I'm just proud of this dude, bro.
Yeah, cause we have history, bro. You know, we've been through a lot. You know, like I said, when you go to college, you know, you think about basketball and stuff, and then things don't go your way. We had, bro, it was one of the hardest years of my life. And I ain't gonna lie, when I was back home, when I came back home, I was not depressed, but it was hard, bro. It was hard because like I wait for so long for this moment to come to the U.S. and play basketball and show my talents. I know I can play, and then you're like, man, that's it. I'm gonna go get it, and you there, and then everything goes wrong. It was tough. I ain't gonna lie. Like for a good 2 years, I was like, I have to go over it. Like, okay, it's over now. You gotta have another plan for you. That's why I made it out of it, because I was like, gotta have another plan for me, and then you fail and you get back up.
Most definitely, man. Well, Fallou, you've given us so much of your time. We just, from Be In Your Lane TV, we just want to say thank you for opening up your home to us, welcoming us to Miami and Vendome, Miami. The hospitality has just been phenomenal, bro. So we just thank you for that, man.
Of course, man. Most love.
As we conclude, our final question, tell our viewers, for those who missed it, tell our viewers the name of your club, where you guys are located, and why y'all are the hottest club in Miami.
It's Vendome, 743 Washington Avenue on South Beach. And Vendome is the new wave. Remember that. The new wave. That's why we do the hottest club in Miami.
Who coming in tonight?
Hey, we got an Offset. You just told me Cardi B is coming as well. So it's going to be lit. Now, I ain't going to lie to you. I am not going as hard as I did last night. But we're
gonna keep him on a leash, y'all. We're gonna keep him on a leash.
Let's say be in your lane, I'm gonna stay in my lane tonight.
Staying in your lane tonight. Y'all stay in y'all lane tonight, man.
I just want to say I appreciate y'all for coming down here. It's actually my first podcast. Like I mentioned to you guys, I love podcasts. I watch a lot of podcasts about those artists who really talk about business, vision, how to be a boss, or different type of topics. I think is inspiring. Right. And then I'm very happy to have my first podcast with you guys, and then support your businesses as well. And then hopefully we could do a next one, in the next project in New York that I didn't mention it on purpose. So hopefully we can do that obviously over there.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Nah, absolutely. Look, I was born in Jersey. I got family in New York. I got family in Miami. So wherever you need me, I'm there. But yeah, just to wrap it up, like I said, I just appreciate the time. I appreciate your humility. I appreciate you welcoming me. Just meeting me for the first time, making me feel at home. Making me feel like I'm actually here. I'm a part of this, because even though we're coming with the podcast, I mean it could easily be a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? But you made me feel really included, and I really appreciate that. So. I mean, Miami, shout out to Miami, shout out to the city, showing a lot of love as we've been here, everybody that we've come across, in the club, out the club, on the streets, everything, bro. It's been a phenomenal experience, so thank you.
All right, B-Mac. Well, that does another episode of Be In Your Lane podcast. Tell the people where they can find us at.
They can find us at Be In Your Lane podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can follow me on my social media is King McElvey, KingMcelV as in victory. Why Clear Lanes? Where can they find you at?
You guys can find me at Clear Lanes, ClearLanes. Be In Your Lane TV, Miami edition. We out.